exactly. So when I started learning and I started a channel up, I didn't tell my family about it. I just kind of did it, and then they found out on their own. So what was your first thought when you saw that I was actually learning and riding around?
Well, I got to be honest, and I'm sure a lot of your...
What the?
Hey, welcome back to Jackie's Moto Garage. So we've got a special treat today. I have my dad here with me. This is Brian. And so I'm going to be asking him a couple questions, doing a little, I guess, rider spotlight, I guess you would call it. I don't think I remember you riding motorcycles at all when we were little.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. The last motorcycle that I had, I got rid of it when we started having kids because I was nervous about what might happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when did you get into riding motorcycles?
Well, I grew up in a small town, and actually a lot of my friends had motorcycles. So my riding early on was with my friends. But as soon as I got married and got out of the house, I wanted to have a bike to mess around with. So I bought a Yamaha 250 Enduro, 1977
Yeah.
Enduro, and had a big open field in our backyard and had a lot of fun on that.
Yeah. Was that the only bike that you had, or did you have other bikes?
So, young struggling couple, that was for fun. But then I realized I needed something for transportation that was cheap, because we were living on a pretty tight budget. And so I sold that bike and I bought a 1983 Yamaha 400. And that was my bike that I rode to work and back.
Yeah.
And we were living in Utah at the time, and I rode that bike in the snow, I rode it in the rain, I rode it in the good. I mean, I had to do it because that was my only form of transportation.
Yeah.
Then when we moved to Arizona, I traded that bike in for a 1987 Kawasaki 550 LTD. I loved that bike. It was an awesome bike. Had a lot of fun on it. It was a great bike to ride. Certainly not a big, powerful bike, but in the day it was pretty good. And then we moved to California, and I found that I wasn't riding as much, and that's when we had our first child. And so then I sold it to a service member at March Air Force Base, and that was kind of the end of my motorcycles.
Yeah. And so through the years, you've been able to ride some of the motorcycles that John's brought home.
Yeah.
But you never wanted to get your own again. You just didn't feel the need to.
Well, not that I wouldn't want to, but the boss of the house has a different feeling about it. So I get my fix with John letting me ride some of the bikes that he's got,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah, exactly. So when I started learning and I started a channel up, I didn't tell my family about it. I just kind of did it, and then they found out on their own. So what was your first thought when you saw that I was actually learning and riding around?
Well, I got to be honest, and I'm sure a lot of your channel viewers will agree. From a father's perspective, with my daughter and 6 children, I was nervous because I knew John is a good rider. I know he's going to watch out for you, and he's not going to press you to do things that you don't want to do. But we can't account for everybody else on the road, even when we're riding around in the neighborhood. So yeah, I was nervous. But honestly, as time went on and I realized the therapy that this was for you and the blessing that it was for you and helping you to be able to cope, I thought, you know what? More power to you. And I know that you won't do anything that's beyond your capabilities or really crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you.
That's cool. I like hearing that from you. So I didn't know what your thoughts on it were. So today my dad and I are going to go out riding. We're just going to do a quick ride around the neighborhood. He's going to be on the CB1100. I'm going to be on the Sportster. And so this is our first ride together, which is kind of neat.
And I'm excited to ride the CB1100 because this is kind of a throwback back to my era. It's a newer bike, obviously, a lot of new technology, but it's a throwback, and so I'm excited to see what it feels like.
Got these new gloves. Let's see how they... Okay. All right, my dad's gonna follow me. Oh, this is kind of crazy. I don't know where I'm gonna be going yet, so. Okay, we'll go this way. So this, I don't think I've ever been so nervous to ride. I'm riding with my dad, which is crazy. It's just insane. I never, like, I knew my dad rode in the past, but I never thought, oh, maybe one day I'll be riding with my dad. That would be interesting. All right, so yeah, this is a crazy experience riding with my dad. It's kind of surreal, and it's making me really nervous. Just because I want to make sure that I'm safe and that he knows that I'm safe and I'm cautious, which I know that he knows that. And I don't really know the etiquette for riding with people. Like, am I supposed to stay over and stuff? Let's see if he'll. I gotta learn my hand signals. I think that's a left hand. Is it? Or maybe it's right. I don't know. Did I do the right hand signal for a left hand turn? Probably. This is cool. I was really nervous about telling my family when I was gonna learn to ride because, I mean, we're pretty cautious. None of us take like big risks or anything. We ride some four-wheelers around every once in a while, but nothing crazy. And you know, this is a pretty dangerous activity. Not if, I mean, you can be the safest rider ever, but like my dad was saying, that doesn't take into account all of the other riders around you, or drivers, people in cars and things. So you just got to be careful. And so I was really nervous to tell my family, but it's cool to see that my dad sees what a good thing and blessing that this kind of is for me. But I think since we are both riding, that we should go see my mother. Whoop! I forgot to put it in neutral.
Social distancing.
So, what do you think of this, Mom?
What? You and Dad? I don't know.
Is it what?
Crazies?
Crazy. Yeah, I just wanted to come say what's up.
Don't you remember when you were teaching her to ride her bike?
Yeah,
And
and
she
she
was
would
so
go
scared to
and
ride her
and stop. I had that on video. She would turn and go into the curb
Jackie,
and
you
just
should
stop.
share that on the side.
Learning to ride my bicycle?
You should, because there is a video.
Oh
On
my
on
gosh.
those videos that I
Yeah. All right, well, here we go again. So cool. We went and visited my mom, and she seemed okay with it. I mean, she already knows that I ride around, so. I only stalled once. Do you have someone that you ride with? Do you ride with a spouse, a parent, a child? I mean, I think it's cool to have people that you ride with. It's a fun solo activity, but I think it could be even more fun. Maybe not a huge group, but I feel like riding with somebody, like a spouse or someone like that would be super fun, especially if you go out on adventures together. I mean, go see some cool scenery and not just like these buildings and businesses. It's probably better that I follow him. What a fun way to get out and enjoy life.
So we finished our ride. It wasn't anything crazy. We just went around the neighborhood, stopped and saw my mom real fast. I mean, was it everything you thought it would be?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. The bike is quiet,
Yeah.
it's smooth, it's got a great feel to it. I mean, I didn't feel uncomfortable on it at all. So I really enjoyed riding the bike. And hey, I didn't stall.
Yeah, I saw once.
And so, no, I felt really good. It's been a few years since I think I've had a chance to hop on a bike that John has had.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nice. And it was fun riding with my daughter.
Yeah.
It was therapeutic.
Yeah. It was kind of a new experience. And I mean, even though we didn't go anywhere crazy, it was nice to get out and, you know, get some fresh air. And that's always good to do.
Riding a bike is a very relaxing thing. It is very therapeutic, and it's just fun to feel the wind on you, and you feel like you're out in the elements and open, and
Yeah.
it was nice to get out and go for a little ride.
Is there anything else you like to do to kind of get out and have that same kind of therapy, I guess?
Yeah, well, as you know, we own a home in an area that's at the base of some really beautiful mountains, and we have some quads and a side-by-side, not a big side-by-side, it's a smaller, it's a Rhino, so it's not a big one. And we take that up in the mountains, and that's my therapy. Riding up in the mountains on the trails, there's hundreds of miles of trails, and the pine trees, and the aspen, and the lakes, and that's my therapy on something motorized.
Well, thanks for doing that with me. I thought that was super fun. Something I can brag to my siblings about. Hey, I rode motorcycles with Dad. So
That's right. That's something that they have not done.
yeah,
And since we're practicing social distancing right now because of all the craziness going on, I'm not going to give you a hug and a kiss, but I'll give you a fist pump. Jackie's Motor Garage. Make sure you like and subscribe. We
Yeah.
enjoy watching her videos and John's videos.
yeah.
They're two really good people, and I'm proud of them both.
Thank you. That means a lot. So, like you said, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Who do you like going out to ride with other people? Are you more of a solo rider? And I guess we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.